Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your monthly reading for July. I am Charlene Lizette. Whether you are new or whether you are returning, a massive thank you to you. Either way, I hope you click subscribe and become a part of our collective. I don't even know where to go here. Oh my gosh. Wow. Sagittarius, this is a crazy spread here coming out for you. I would expect July to be very much a roller coaster ride. Whether you want this roller coaster ride or not to happen, it's happening, babe. Okay, I believe me. Some of you are taking a really strong stance with respect to your career and your finances, realizing and recognizing, you know, whether or not this career will help you with your family, whether or not this career is conducive to building that happy home, that happy relationship, that happy life. You know, it's almost like there's a part of you here that acknowledges that the current career or financial situation is not positioned in a place that will provide you with the foundation, the longevity, or the security, stability for you to cultivate and co-create that dream life of yours, right? So like if I sat down with you together right now, Sagittarius, I'd say to you, okay, like Sag, what is your dream life? Right? I don't know. Well, yeah, you do. Dig deep. What makes you happy? What would you require every day to wake up feeling fulfilled, free in your life? Where do you need clarity? Where are you stuck? Right? Like, let's dive into these questions. Let's go deep. I love going into the deep end. And so I would say to you, understand that. And then be honest with yourself. Is your current career, is your current financial situation in alignment with your goals? And if the answer is no, this is a month where you take action, where you're just like, you know what, Char? No, it's not in alignment. You know what, Char? I got really real with myself. This is not, you know, the direction which is going to take me to, you know, my soul's growth, my highest evolution, this joy, peace, ease, bliss, and happiness that I seek. Okay, cool. And so now you're in this direction with the 7th house here, the house of partnerships, the 3 of swords, the 10 of cups, the 5 of wands, where you're now building relationships, where now you're building collaborations, where you're now focused here on the path forward and willing to fight for it. For example, if you work at a very stressful job, you might turn around and be like, I'm not here anymore, I'm quitting. Or you're going to turn around and put boundaries where you have a boss who's calling you left, right, and center or expecting you to work 12 to 14 hours a day. And you're like, no, it's not going to work for me, right? Do you get what I'm saying? You're restoring some sort of balance here. You're willing to fight for it because you have the 10 of cups. So you're like, why am I doing this? This is not making me happy here. Right? Career, finances, whatever is not fueling that cup of happy life, happy wife, happy husband, 10 of cups energy, you're dismantling it and you're okay. You're realizing you can rebuild these partnerships here. That's the 7th house. It's partnerships, it's relationships, it's business contracts, it's marriage contracts. It's anywhere where two people have to be collaborative in any which way or form, or require, you know, some sort of cooperation and agreement. A new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. I love this card, especially with what I just said to you. You know, I know that sometimes when you're on that roller coaster and you're like, what the hell? And you've never been here before and you're going up and down, it can feel very scary. It can feel very uncertain. You know, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, sometimes you're left, sometimes you're right. Sometimes you don't even know what's happening. And then all of a sudden you're upside down. But that's part of the journey, Sagittarius. And with this 2 of wands, the Fool, the King of Pentacles, babe, I would just be like, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, I'm going to ride this and I'm going to have fun. You know, it's like, I live in Toronto, by the way. And so my son and I were headed over to Wonderland this summer. And he's doing some of the big kid rides. And, you know, this is the first time that he's going to be doing a lot of the bigger ones. We've slowly been working up year over year. And, you know, sometimes on these roller coasters, you just have to say, screw it. And like put your hands up and be like, wee, even if you're terrified. And that's the vibe here. Look at the Fool, right? So carefree, looking to the future, making a decision on the path forward, going, you know what? F it. I've got my dog, I've got my bag, I've got my shoes, the sun is shining. I'm taking this leap of faith. And what's really nice and reassuring for you to understand is that because this lands in the general overall themes of your energy, the King of Pentacles is the ultimate outcome. This is what's happening at the end of July. So it's like this leap where you're like, F the fear, F the scarcity, F the limiting beliefs. I'm going to go and believe in myself. I'm going to go and take that leap of faith. Babe, that's what's taking you to what you've always wanted. You know, oftentimes when I talk to my clients who are in this place of like deep spiritual awakening, where, you know, the signs are there and it's happening, and there's like a almost like a insecurity or an uncertainty about what's happening next because you can't see it, you're kind of like in the dark. I always say to them, sometimes you're not meant to see everything. Sometimes you're meant to go through the journey, having self-trust, having unwavering faith, and leaning into the experience of what it's like to not know exactly the outcome, but also knowing and having that unwavering faith and trust that the universe is going to get you to your desired outcome, just maybe not in the way that you thought it was going to be. Before we dive into your love reading, we got regret. I know that I cannot change the past, right? No regrets. You guys ever see that tattoo? No regrets. So this is not a month to hold on to like the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. You know, this is a month for you to lean in to trusting that you're going to make the right decision all the time. Whoa, okay. That was 2 that flew. You're going to make the right decision all the time, Saggy. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I wouldn't worry too much about like, am I making the wrong decision? Remember, all paths ultimately lead to your destiny, lead to home, especially when you're operating from a place of alignment, from a place of self-respect. We have, what do we got? We got the High Priestess, we got the Fool, and we got the 4 of Wands in love. And then we've got the 10 of Wands, the Star, and the 2 of Cups. Before we do that, before we dive in, Saggy, I am going to tell you that you got Priestess from StarSea Jewels. If you've ever purchased your amulet from us, you'll know we handmade and manufacture all the pieces here. We are proudly Canadian. The Moonstone combination with the blue lace agate, when this was designed, when I sat there and like, you know, all my amulets are divinely guided. Like when I put them together, it's not God, it's like, or it's not me, it's God. It's God going like, these are the amulets, Crystal, put them together and create this. And I'm like, okay. So that's why we're not always like launching new ideas, because if it's not from God, it's not from source, it's not from higher consciousness, you know, the most evolved light, I'm not going to just be making something on a whim because I have to launch a collection. To me, that's BS. When I did this amulet, I distinctly remember, you know, the download that I was receiving as I was making it was source going, this is for the people who know that they are connected to source consciousness, but feel like they can't trust themselves to hear the message that source consciousness is giving them. Or the worry of, am I making the right choice? Is this actually source consciousness, or is this, you know, my internal narrative, right? Is this fear talking? Is this the little voice talking? Or is this higher self talking? And so the Moonstone and the blue lace agate combination, or agate, however you want to pronounce it, English is my second language, is designed to help you lean in, to tune in, tap in, to receive the wisdom, and to trust with unwavering faith that you are being guided by source, by your higher self. Remember, source, higher self, we're all one, okay? Now, let's keep going with this love reading. Baby, I got exciting news for you. If you've been single like a Pringle for a very long time, you ain't gonna be after this month. Remember, Mercury is retrograde, so you're not going to want to start anything so crazy during Mercury retrograde. But there could be connections here that are happening, that are slowly evolving. Trust your intuition. This could be after like a move or a moment of hardship, challenges in your life where, dude, you've, again, High Priestess, you've been really tuning into higher self, the strength, working on yourself, getting clear on your fears, your anxieties around relationships. You start a new chapter here, the Star, the Fool, the 2 of Wands. You're ready to put yourself out there. 2 of Cups, 4 of Wands, and 2 of Swords. Swords goes, okay, bet. Let me start introducing you to people. So this could be you going to a party, a wedding, I don't know, a celebration, a club, something like that, and all of a sudden you meet somebody super cute. And, you know, maybe it's maybe it's meant to be, okay? If you want to work with me in any capacity, it's down in the description box below. Here's this video to help you with manifesting your dream life. Thank you so much for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscribes. We will see you later, alligators. Peace out. Bye.